I see public lands as communities in and of themselves. The biodiversity, the animals, the trees, rivers, streams, everything working together. It's quite the honor to help give those places a voice because they really need that in the system we're in.
Ohio has always been a place of contradictions where we have incredible innovation, but then we also have extractive industries impacting our environment directly, whether that's coal, oil and gas, extractive forestry practices. And now we're seeing a new industry developing in Ohio in the form of data centers. We've also seen incredible sacrifices made by communities that shouldn't have had to bear those risks, those impacts, those environmental harms.
Around 2015, the federal government started proposing leasing the Wayne National Forest. We really had never seen, as a state, oil and gas development on this scale.
There's this very clear role that the government is supposed to be playing. Utility monopolies are not like any other monopoly, and people really get that the government's supposed to be looking out for me. In this instance, they are not, and we've got to do something about it.
We're not just in an energy deficit in our state. We supply energy to the states around us, and we are the sacrificial lamb of the Midwest, unfortunately. It's our consumers who are paying the brunt.
At the OEC Law Center, we're doing the work to protect Ohio's natural spaces, whether that's our only national forest or those sacred places that are in your community.
You have to have people on the ground who care. Legally, having those attorneys there on the case allows you to get the accountability that you need, that the environment needs.
There are so many people in this state that won't know that OEC was at this particular hearing or working with this community group to focus on this particular issue, but they're going to benefit. And that's kind of how and why we do this, is it's bigger than us.
I see the Law Center as one tool available to Ohio as a whole for our environment. Because these areas have become very technical and somewhat isolated from the public, their voices don't make it in as often. And so the Law Center is a way that Ohioans can make sure that their voice is heard in those spaces.
It's important to have testimony from people from the community that are able to talk from their experience. So if I organize those folks, I get them connected to the attorneys here, and they are able to lift up their voices in a meaningful way so that they're heard, not just in their community, but throughout all of Ohio.
They enabled us to take what is usually a very esoteric technical process and do that translation to the community to inspire the community to show up and participate. It only happens when we know exactly what's going on and we're able to communicate that effectively, and that's where OEC was able to, again, be that bridge.
This work is personal to us. We are part of this community and part of this state that we are working to protect.
It's everyday Ohioans that fund our legal work, whether it's in legal cases at the Public Utilities Commission, whether it's at the Supreme Court, whether it's at the State House. Everyday Ohioans want to see environmental protection, the consumer protection. We don't have to rely on anybody but everyday Ohioans.
The reason why the air is clean, the reason why the landscape is not thoroughly scarred up by pipelines, the reason why the river is still flowing with biodiversity is because the OEC stood up and led an effort that continues today to protect this place.